Well, we're here at the workbench, Dave. We're going to talk about jigging spoons, working spoons, trolling spoons, casting spoons.
We're talking about spoons because, you know, they're one of the most great versatile baits there are. You know, fish have never stopped eating them. You know, they were probably one of the very first lures ever made with some guy broke the end of a spoon off and put a treble hook on the back of it. You know, and because it's a wobbly, you know, flashy looking thing, it imitates a bait fish almost perfectly. So, you know, I got like 10 or 11 things here, good reasons to use a spoon. One is you can throw them a long way. It's a it's an aerodynamic piece of metal. You know, they come in, you know, 1/4 ounce all the way up to, you know, 1.5 ounces, 1.25 ounces if you want to, I imagine. But you can throw them a long way and into the wind. You know, they're great for when you're fishing in the wind, so you can really punch into the wind with them if you need to. So that's one of the great things about it. I mean, cast them a long way. They're very shiny, so you know they imitate either a bait fish or a wounded fish swimming through the water, and they can be seen a long way away. Because of that shine. If you've had a good sunny day, even in tannic water, you know, that flashy, shiny thing really attracts attention. They're very versatile. There's very few lures that react so differently from how you retrieve them. You know, if you can burn it across the top and have it work. You can put a trailer on it and run it through the lily pads. Yeah. You can slow roll it on the bottom, you know, close to the bottom with a trailer in deep water a lot of times. The guys are using great big spoons now. You know, you watch them on TV, the bass pros now are using a giant spoon for bass that's almost this big that I use to catch, 50-pound wahoos and kingfish on. It's amazing what a spoon, with its vibration, will make a fish react to it. You can use gold or silver or even copper spoons. You know, you can find copper spoons. Right. They even paint them and put all kinds of prisms and pretty colors on them. So, you know, if you're worried about if you think they're only eating pink, you can go out and find yourself a pink spoon probably. You know, they're great for schooling fish. You know, if you can see fish on the surface and you throw a little spoon in there and they're busting little bait fish, they're going to pounce on that spoon almost immediately. They're great for the flats because you can use a weedless spoon. When you've got a ton of grass in an area and the fish are suspended and you can't, it'd be almost impossible to use a plug with treble hooks because you're going to get caught up in the grass. Well, if you get a weedless spoon with a single hook on it, it comes cruising through that grass and you don't get hung up nearly as much. You'll get hung up every once in a while, but not nearly as much, and your lure stays in that zone and gets eaten a lot more. The biggest trout I ever caught actually was on a gold spoon that was weeded up, and I was burning it across the surface, and a huge trout just ate the whole mess. So it's amazing what you can get away with.
Now, what do you do for twisting the line, Dave? Some of these spoons?
That's one of the downfalls of a spoon is because of the way it moves and it's so erratic. It'll flop over, and if it keeps turning over, it's eventually going to spin up your line if you don't have a good swivel on it. I use a ball bearing swivel, not a barrel swivel. I got one there that I put a barrel swivel on just to show you what the difference between a barrel swivel and a ball bearing swivel. But a ball bearing swivel will keep your spoon from twisting up your line. It also makes the spoon act a lot better as well. It adds a whole lot of action to the spoon. And what I do is I put on a little split ring, right, and then I put the swivel on that, and then I put the split ring onto the.
Now, a few years ago, we started with a lot of these vertically jigging, like this Berkeley Vibrato.
Yep.
Jigging spoons is how they refer to this.
I've also done that with gator spoons and other heavy-bodied spoons. And yeah, you can catch everything from tuna. Great for tuna fish offshore. Believe it or not, tunas eat really little tiny things sometimes.
Right.
And if you try to throw a big bait at them, you'd be surprised how small of a bait a 50-pound tuna will eat. And they will pile all over one of those things if they're eating a bunch of tiny pilchards.
And don't tell me a crappie won't eat this little pink one. And they come in a variety of different colors. So I mean, now you can vertically jig spoons because you still get that vibration.
Yep, and you can. I know that thing will show up really nice on that Garmin Live Scope as
Yeah,
well.
it will.
You'll see
Yeah,
them
it
coming
will.
right to it.
Hey, good job over here.
No worries.
We didn't have enough time.
No, that was some good spoon talk, gentlemen.
That's
Spoonage.
Liking it.
Oh
Liking it.
boy, she knows about spooning, I bet.
Wow.